Welcome to Gyang Kosh, a digital repository of Santana'i spiritual wisdom. We are now in the midst of a series on Sun, the practitioner form of God, and our endeavor is to cover brief insights into the various aspects of the story of the sun. Today's explainer, Surya Katha, the Chiseled King, takes us on a pretty epic journey. We're talking cosmic sacrifice, divine architecture, and honestly, the unimaginable length someone will go to for the sake of love and harmony. Now, when we say pratyaksha, we're talking about the visible, manifest, direct form of the divine, the one we actually see with our very own eyes, every single day. We are looking at an absolute essence of profound, radiant treasure here. But as you're going to see, the gentle golden warmths that we feel on our skin today, well, actually, it wasn't always so gentle. So to really get what's happening today, we kind of have to quickly jump back to that intense imbalance we talked about in our last explainer. We saw this dramatic, honestly heart-wrenching unraveling of the Surya Kutumbam, the sun god's family. Sangya, his true wife, had literally reached her breaking point. She just couldn't physically endure Surya's blistering, raw intensity anymore, his untamed Tejas. Remember, she left behind Chaya, her shadow, as a substitute, and when that secret blew up, absolute chaos. The most tragic part of the whole shebang is that Sangya, driven away by this unbearable, blinding glare, had to flee. She ran all the way into the deep, mystical forests of the mortal earth just to find some relief. Which brings us to this wild paradox. How on earth could the sun god reclaim his love? Just think about it for a second. He is a supreme being, right? And his very presence at this specific point in the cosmic timeline is just an untamed, violent firestorm. If he gets close to Sangya, he burns her. But if he stays away, his family remains shattered forever. He can't just flex his supreme authority here. His raw power is exactly what pushed her away in the first place. So what does he do? Well, that brings us to Section 1, the Divine Architect's Workshop. Driven by this absolutely overwhelming longing to get his wife back, Surya literally steps down from his solar throne. Just picture this visually stunning moment. His blazing golden chariot burning through the cold emptiness of space, finally arriving at this magnificent floating workshop surrounded by swirling, colorful nebulae. This is the realm of Vishvakarma, the celestial architect of the gods. Surya marches in, demanding to know where Sangya is hiding. And Vishvakarma, this incredibly majestic, sage-like figure, looks right at his son-in-law and drops a profound truth. He says, "Your blinding luster is simply too rough, too blistering for any being to endure." He tells Surya, look, she truly loves you, but she is a being of form, and you are this raw, formless firestorm. He then reveals that she's hiding out in the lush forests of Kamarupa, disguising herself as a mare, just peacefully grazing to escape his unyielding heat. But then Vishvakarma hits him with the ultimate condition. He tells Surya that if he ever wants to look upon his wife again, he has to undergo the ultimate cosmic sacrifice. Now, asking a deity to strip away their primary power, their defining characteristic, is just an unthinkable request. No way, right? But Surya, in this moment of just profound humility, he realizes his intensity is what's destroying his family. So he agrees. He agrees to surrender his primordial form and undergo this terrifying cosmic surgery, all for the sake of his love. All right, Section 2, the Cosmic Chiseling. Vishvakarma mounts the sun god onto this colossal, rotating wheel known as the Shamadipa. And guys, this is no ordinary wheel. It starts spinning at these dizzying, unimaginable speeds, creating a massive, roaring whirlpool of golden light and solar winds that looks like it could rip the very fabric of space. Vishvakarma steps right into that roaring wind, wielding a glowing, magnificent celestial chisel, and he strikes the spinning sun god. Boom! Blinding sheets of liquid fire and massive showers of brilliant white-hot sparks erupt out into the dark, empty cosmos. Out in the heavens, you've got the devas, the rishis, and the planetary deities all gathering. They're folding their hands, literally trembling in awe, singing these powerful hymns, just praying the universe doesn't completely collapse into darkness during this violent refinement. When the spinning of the great wheel finally slowed down and the cosmic dust began to settle, the true scale of the surgery was revealed. 15. Vishvakarma had actually successfully chiseled away 15 out of the 16 portions of Surya's blinding, unbearable brightness. Imagine that. Those 15 portions were completely shorn away and sheared right off into the void of the universe. Let's put that into perspective and compare what was lost versus what was gained here. We're looking at a destructive firestorm traded for a life-giving golden warmth. Surya was left with only 1/16 of his original terrifying intensity. And this wasn't a destruction of the sun god. Actually, scratch that. It was a divine refinement. He stepped out of that cosmic dust in a miraculous new form. He was gentler, warm, perfectly structured, and just utterly beautiful. His eyes, which used to be these burning, unapproachable fires, now radiated a soft, compassionate, life-giving glow. And yeah, this is the very same golden sun that warms our Earth today. Moving right along to Section 3, Forging the Legendary Weapons. Now, science tells us energy doesn't just disappear, right? Think about those 15 shorn portions of pure white-hot solar energy just floating around Vishwakarma's workshop like a bunch of miniature suns. This was the raw, primordial force of creation itself, way too powerful and dangerous to just leave drifting in the cosmos. So, tapping into his supreme craftsmanship, the divine architect gathers these radiant, discarded fragments on his cosmic anvils. And here is the massive aha moment of our entire explainer today. From those discarded, fiercely glowing fragments, Vishwakarma forged the most legendary, supreme weapons in Hindu history. Literally all of them. He crafted the spinning Sudarshana chakra for Lord Vishnu, the towering Trishulam for Lord Shiva, the brilliant golden veil for Lord Kartiyeya, the heavy dandam for Lord Yama, and the magnificent Pushpakavamana for Lord Kuvera. Let's break those down just a bit more. The Sudarshana chakra, right? It's a multi-serrated discus made of pure solar fire, specifically designed to slice through all cosmic ignorance and demonic forces, protecting the whole balance of the universe. Then you have the Trishulam, the three-pronged trident handed to Shiva, which became the ultimate symbol of absolute transformation and the destruction of evil. The rest of the fragments spread the sun's chiseled power all across the heavens, basically guaranteeing justice, victory, and wealth. Surya's own son, Lord Yama, got the dandam, the unyielding staff of cosmic justice. Lord Kartigeya got the vel, ensuring divine victory in battle. And Kubera, the Lord of Wealth, received the Pushpaka Vimana, an aerial chariot of just unimaginable beauty. So, through Surya's massive sacrifice of his own power, the supreme guardians of cosmic order were literally armed with the very light of the sun itself.
Next up, Section 4, Reunion in the Sacred Forest.
So, having secured the balance of the cosmos, we shift away from the loud metallic clanging of the celestial forge. We're transported to the lush, quiet, emerald green light of Kamarupa. Down here, amongst the misty waterfalls and ancient trees, Sangya is still peacefully grazing as a pure white mare. All of a sudden, a warm, golden light filters through the forest canopy. Surya gracefully descends. But here's the catch. He doesn't arrive as a firestorm. To make sure he doesn't startle her, he takes the form of a majestic, shining stallion. The stallion and the white mare slowly approach each other under the trees. The movements are so graceful and tender, culminating in this beautiful, gentle touch of their nostrils. And as they do, a soft, magical ripple of golden energy just spreads right across the forest floor. They fuse their breath and energy in this moment of absolute, peaceful reunion. And from this sacred, peaceful fusion of breath, an absolute miracle of life happens. This union births three radiant deities. First, the twin Ashwini Kumaras emerged. Nasatya, who represents diagnosis, and Dasra, representing the cure. Together, holding these glowing jars of herbal medicines, they became the divine physicians of the gods, carrying the ultimate secrets of celestial healing. And right alongside them was born Ravanta, a handsome deity holding a bow and arrow, who became the patron deity of horses and the protector of travelers everywhere. And then we get to this beautiful resolution where she finally recognizes her true lord. Sangya looks at this shining stallion and feels his energy, but this time, there's absolutely no blinding pain. There is only a warm, deeply comforting embrace. Feeling that gentle, life-giving glow of his new chiseled form, she realizes that her husband has fundamentally changed just for her. She sheds her equine disguise, her eyes fill with tears of joy, and she finally embraces the true lord of her heart. Which brings us to Section 5, the balanced light. Hand in hand, Surya and Sangya return to the heavens of Surya Loka. And wow, the realm is now glowing with this beautifully balanced golden peach hue. Standing nearby is a humbled Chaya. Her face is totally softened with humility and repentance, and she folds her hands in respect. And in this incredibly beautiful act of grace, she's actually welcomed back into the fold.
The fractured celestial family, after all that turmoil and cosmic sacrifice, is finally made whole again. So, what's the real takeaway from this explainer? It's a pretty powerful metaphor about refining fire into life-sustaining warmth. The story of the chiseled king teaches us that true connection sometimes requires us to sacrifice our raw, unrestrained intensity. Sometimes we gotta step down from our pedestals and allow our rough edges to be chiseled away so we can meet our loved ones exactly where they are. By doing that, we don't lose our light. We just turn destructive fire into gentle warmth. Which leaves us with a pretty compelling question to ponder. What rough edges in your own life might need a little cosmic chiseling for the sake of those you love?
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can get immediate notifications about our new video postings. Our endeavor is to bring to you the timeless treasure of Sanatani spiritual wisdom in simple language. And also, please note that we are now posting videos in 10 Indian languages and with multiple playlists covering a variety of religious content. Let us together keep the light of Sanatan burning bright forever. Please visit our channel and check out our full playlists.